Yes, sir, you're visible and you're audible.
Thank you.
Actually, we should thank you for taking time out of such a busy schedule.
In fact, 1 hour before I landed at Mysore airport and immediately rushed to hotel to join this meeting.
Oh,
Yeah, Ashamim told us.
that's
Yeah,
how you're special.
it's been squeezing out
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
It's okay. It's my pleasure.
We have just 30 seconds. Okay, so may I brief the structure to you? I hope Asham have already described to you. It's basically a panel discussion. 3 students and a faculty makes the panel. They will be posing questions to you, which they
Okay.
believe matter to their academic concern.
Mm.
So that will be the 1 hour discussion. I hope that's comfortable with you.
Yeah, that's comfortable.
Fine, fine, sir. So may I hand over the mic to Ms. Geetika Susan Jacob.
Greeting to all. We welcome all for second edition of our webinar series. Webinar 2.0 was started on 2nd June, inaugurated by Mr. Ravi DC, Chief Facilitator of DC School and Managing Director of DC. These webinars are conducted for the benefits of our students to get a chance to interact with eminent personalities from the society and to broaden their knowledge, skills, as well as their understanding in their field of interest. DC School of Management and Technology and DC School of Architecture and Design is promoted by DC Creative Foundation and co-promoted by DC Books. It has 2 campuses located in Trivandrum and Vardaman, Kerala, India. The role that I am asked to play here is to welcome all the participants for today's function. So let me start by welcoming our chief guest for today's webinar, Mr. Sreenath Vishnu. He is the Executive Director of Brahmins Food, one of the leading brands in the field of manufacturing and exporting of packaged food. On behalf of DCS family, I welcome you, sir. Next, I welcome Mr. Ravi DC, Chief Facilitator of DC School and Managing Director of DC Books. Next, I welcome Dr. Ramachandran, Dean of School of Management, Architect Syriac TM, Dean of School of Architecture, Dr. Sreenath Vishnu, Director and Principal, Architect Shankar, Principal for Architecture, panel members, all faculty members of Vardaman and Trivandrum campus, students and alumni, and all DCs to today's webinar. Next, let me welcome Dr. Jyoti Vijay, Faculty DCSMAT, Malavika Pradeep, MBA 2020 batch, Punya Anil Kumar, PBA 2020 batch, Jalana P, MBA 2021 batch, who will be participating as panelists for our event. Now I welcome our chief guest, Mr. Sreenath Vishnu, to deliver keynote address. Sir, please.
So I prefer, instead of keynote address, I prefer to have an interaction. That would be better, so that we can, both of us can save time.
Sure. We'll start with that. So I think it's better, Dr. Jyoti Vijayan, start the session with her questions. Yes, the panelists, it's open for you. The honorable guest is open for you.
Thank you, Neeraj sir. Good evening, sir. How are you? Hope so you're fine.
My pleasure.
Okay. So my first question: when you have entered into your own family-owned business, what were the challenges that you have faced?
So anyone who enters into family business will get something what we call an undeserved respect.
Okay.
So that's the one thing which ruins most of the upcoming entrepreneurs into family business. So anyway, in this case, actually what happens is, I also got some kind of undeserved respect because I am the son of the managing director. But luckily we had some union issues. So My company was not a bed of roses when I joined the business. It was full of chaos, issues, union problems, and all those things. Luckily, I could handle all those things, and I could experience it. I could experience the heat. And in fact, experience what is the long name which we give to our own mistakes. We do a lot of mistakes. So I also did a lot of mistakes when I joined business, especially when it comes to man management. Any entrepreneur who joins family businesses will meet some kind of yes men. Those who always say yes to us. They want to be with us. They want to take advantage of us. Sometimes actually we will be listening to them only, not the real feedback. So based on their feedback, we will be acting. That will end up nowhere. So that's the issue most of the family business entrepreneurs are facing. I also face the same issues in the company. And it was only when I joined family business, I came to know that whatever I learned in my business school is totally different from what I have to handle. So as MBA students, you also will experience the same. Because the practical business administration is totally different from what we see today. It is full of chaos, full strategic planning, and emotional maturity, and quick decision making, calculating losses. And when it comes to the human resource management, we have to find the true potential of each employee who are working with us. That's the most challenging exercise for any second generation family business or second generation or third generation family business entrepreneur, because it's too difficult to find the true potential of each employee with the limited experience of what we have. We all have the experience from the B school, that's all. That's enough to manage or ascertain an employee or his or her abilities. So the reality will be, it's totally different. These are the challenges I faced when I joined family business. But actually, uh, I could manage it to an extent without incurring much losses to the company.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, can you share any of your learning experiences which you had, because you had just joined your own family business after your post graduation, if I'm not wrong. So, what were the learning experiences you had?
The learning experience, I had a lot of learning. One thing I learned is every business has its own dynamics, and every business model has its own dynamics which can never be replicated. I cannot compare my family business to any other family business which I have seen, because we have some uniqueness, we have some unique methods, and we have some unique processes that we pursue. We cannot replace it with the modern process, or we cannot there is a saying in IT that don't touch a running system. That's what I learned from family businesses. All we can do is we can fine tune the existing system in the company. We can fine tune it, because these systems which we have been following for last 3 or 4 decades, they are the backbone of the company. They are the essence of the company. We cannot change it in a day. So that's what I learned from family business. You have to align yourself into the system or the essence of the company we are working with. That's a key learning I had.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir, you are having two ventures. One is Brahmins and the second one is Rital. So what was the main reason for your diversification from Brahmins to Rital?
Let me clarify. It's Rital is not a diversification at all. That's a hobby business for me. In fact,
Okay.
I'm a pen lover, because my grandfather was also a pen lover. So why I'm a pen lover? We all are using watches, right? Wrist watches. So no one will take that watches from your wrist because you have already tied it on your wrist. But actually, pen is not like that. You may forget the pen, you may misplace it, or somebody will borrow that pen and they will not return it. So if you can keep a pen for a long time, that means you have a structured and organized personality, because you will not misplace the pen. You will, whenever you borrow your pen to someone, you will remember to bring it or buy it back or take it back. And you will keep the pen in your drawer, and you will remember to take it when you go out. That means you have a structured and organized personality. That's why I love pens. I have learned it from my grandfather, and I have a small collection also of premium pens. And it was a part of a business delegation. I had a chance to speak at the British Parliament in London. So during that speech, I found a person who is carrying a pen which I have never seen. I'm not familiar with that brand. Out of curiosity, I asked that person, where did you get that pen? Where did you buy that pen? Then he told, you cannot buy this pen. It's a bespoke pen. It's completely made as per my preference and taste. I have ordered it, and he made, and he took around 4 or 5 months to finish that pen. Wow, that's an interesting concept. And I asked him, who is making these kind of bespoke pens? I have heard about bespoke car, that's Rolls-Royce. So who is making this bespoke pen? Then he told that there is a person called Ronald Kenneth Caddy. He is a veteran pen maker. He has been into this turning of pens for last 4 decades. He's staying in a city called Andover in Hampshire. Am I clear? Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
sir.
very much audible, sir.
Yeah. Then I managed to skip the next day's program, and I rushed to Andover, catching a train from London. When I went to Andover, I found the address of that person. I met him, a veteran pen maker. He is entering into early 80s. He is making bespoke pens with the precious materials. I loved the concept. Right away, I asked him, will you teach me this art of pen making? He told that I can teach you, but actually you should have passion on it, because pen making is not a business; it's an art. You should put your heart on it. And there are some institutes, they will train you the basic. You just get the basics first, then you come back to me. Then I can train you then I can fine tune your learning. Then I went to some institutes he suggested. I learned pen making. I traveled to England again, stayed with him, learned the art of pen making, brought this brand to India, and brought the machineries. And I trained couple of my staff who are already working with Brahmins. And pen making is just like a hobby for me. And the maximum we can make 1 or 2 pens in a day. That's all, because it's a luxury writing instrument. So that's not a business at all. It's a, what we say, it's an unwinding process for me. So it's not a
Okay, sir.
diversification. Still, I am carrying that pen with me.
Okay, sir.
It's quite understandable, sir, that you say it is a hobby business, but again, there is a term business attached to it. So it is still some sort of amount is being invested. You will definitely want returns on that as well. And I hope Ms. Malavika has something to ask on that grounds.
Okay, I'm open. Ask me.
Malavika.
You're muted, I think.
Hello, sir, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible,
Good
Malavika.
evening, sir. I'm Malavika from MBA 20 batch. So, how powerful a pen can be in this, maybe in this digital age where everything is a post or a tweet? As you said before, write-all is unique. Can you share with us what is that uniqueness in your pen?
When I say write-all is unique, that is a one of a kind pen. You cannot find a second pen in this world with the same design and patterns that we follow, because we follow a different pattern. Even if we try to replicate one pen, we will not be able to do it, because the patterns will be different, the designs will be different, and the size of the pen will be different, and it's because it's completely handmade. That pen barrel is completely handmade, and it's turned, polished, fine polished. We are doing everything with hand. So that's why it's unique. Even though when we use a CNC machine, we can replicate one design, and we can make multiple pens from a single piece of acrylic or a resin or a wood or any other precious materials like stone or anything like that. But actually, when we use our hand, the shape of each pen will be different from one another. That's why it's unique. Even if we try, we won't be able to make another replica of that pen.
But how
And
a pen can be so powerful, sir?
pen, actually, it's powerful, those who love the pen. Because actually there are a lot of pen collectors in India. Even you can write with a pen which you can buy for 5 rupees, and you can write with a Mont Blanc or a Monte Grappa or a Visconti or a, say, Rytol or any other brand. But actually a pen says, pen is an accessory which communicates who you are when you're in a fraternity, when you're in a group, when you're in a business meeting. That communicates who you are. And when you use a single pen for a long time, because you are emotionally attached with that pen, because you will enjoy the process of maintaining that pen, refilling the ink. You will enjoy the process of writing, and you will enjoy the smoothness of the nib, and you will feel that it will be just dancing on the paper. So it will be emotionally attached with you, and whatever you write with the pen, you will not forget it. It is not like typing on your phone or typing on your computer. Whenever you write something with a pen, you will not forget it. It will be imprinted in your mind, in your heart.
Thank
That's
you,
a
sir.
terrific piece of information for the students, actually.
അതുകൊണ്ടാണല്ലോ പണ്ടത്തെ എല്ലാവരും നമ്മളോട് എഴുതി പഠിക്കണം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്.
എഴുതി പഠിക്കുന്ന വിരലുകൊണ്ട് മണ്ണിൽ എഴുതിക്കുമായിരുന്നു.
എക്സാക്ട്ലി. അത് കാരണം നമ്മുടെ നെർവുകളുടെ എല്ലാം ഒരു ജംഗ്ഷൻ പോയിന്റ് ആണ് നമ്മുടെ ആം എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സോ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് ഡയറക്ട്ലി കണക്റ്റഡ് ടു ബ്രെയിൻ. And that's why teachers are asking you to write impositions.
These people are not used to perhaps. Yes, Punya, Jalana, we have the pan.
Good evening, sir. I'm
Good evening.
Jalena, sir, MBA 21. Sir, how do you expect the employee strength has impacted the business growth?
Employee strength or the attitude and the dedication of employees, what do you mean?
Dedication of employees.
Believe me, employees are the most sustainable competitive advantage for any business. They are a part of, they should own the business. So as an entrepreneur, I can say that my team is not working there. They are doing business. We are giving a platform for them to do business at Brahmins. We are the investor. They are the entrepreneurs. They are not workers. They are not what we say, or employees or team. They are a team. They are a team who are striving to. They are working towards a specific goal that we set, that we jointly set. And hope you have heard about incentives. Generally, salespeople are getting incentives in every company, but in Brahmins, even each and every team member, including a sweeper and security, they get performance incentive when company achieves a common goal. When we crossed the turnover 100 crore, everyone got incentive. Everyone, even each and every quarter, we are giving incentives to our entire employees, each and everyone, and they are considering it as a family. So without the emotional support and dedication of employees, no business can grow to the limits what we set. So employees, actually, that's the most precious part of every business. That's what I believe. They are like a family. They may leave, actually, but actually I'm making sure that they are living in good times. Sometimes they do visit us back. They share the experiences. Some employees, actually, they go out to abroad and they are coming back to Brahmins. That's what I am experiencing to work here. They are much more experienced. They have new learnings. They have new know-how. They have updated knowledge. So there is no doubt that employees can contribute. Only employees can contribute to the growth of the company. I cannot always say that I am the boss. You should listen to me, because sometimes, actually, when it comes to vice president level, they are guiding us. Because we cannot believe that we know everything about our business or the industry what we are in. There are people who have expertise in their own domain, we have to pull them into our team. We have to deploy them. We have to give a platform for them to contribute to the growth of the company.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I'm Punya from BBA 20. So, we came to know that CA launches a regional initiative aimed at promoting women and Dalit entrepreneurship in the state. I would like to ask you that by bringing women and Dalit to the forefront will make a big difference in our business world. How?
Punya, that's a good question. When CI believes when the equity is at the forefront of the business and entrepreneurship, innovation is enhanced, productivity surges, creativity expands, and economy ultimately grows. And there is an increasing trend for the trend of women entering into business are also taking up leadership in major companies. And CA has a dedicated wing for women, that is IWN, India Women Network. And similarly, the enterprises owned by members from scheduled caste and scheduled tribe community or by women tend to be smaller, especially I'm telling about the Indian context, and are less likely to employ labor from outside because the family members will be working. And there's a huge scope of converting them from unorganized to organized. So CA is working towards that. CA has a lot of initiatives to give them training on how to professionalize their business and connecting them to the mainstream businesses, connecting them to overseas associations, and enabling them to export their products and connect B2B meetings and all those things. And IWN is doing extremely well. The executive director of Federal Bank, Srimati Shalini Warrior, she is heading the India Women Network in southern region. They are doing extremely well to nurture the women enterprise in India.
Yes, you're audible.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
tell me.
If the cooking contest and food blogging add to the marketing strategies of Brahmins group, what can be the strategy for Rightoll, or what are the target groups you faced as a challenge when you start with Rightoll as a brand?
Rightoll actually, the customer categories, it's very lean. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're audible, sir.
Yeah, some network issues are there, that's why. The customer category is very lean. We don't need to do same marketing campaign as that we pursue for Brahmins. Because when we go to social media campaigns, we can do a customer profile like this. A male or female aged between 25 to 50 or 60, those who love writing instrument, those who are working somewhere. We create a customer persona first. Then based on the persona, we do upload the post. We do target those customers who have interest in luxury products, the owners of BMW cars, owners of other luxury cars and all. That's how we can create a database. So we can send mailers, we can directly communicate with them, and they don't need to buy pen for themselves. In fact, they can buy pens for gifting. So my marketing team will be directly communicating with all these potential customers, and we are keeping touch with them. And we do participate in pen expos. There are a lot of exhibitions, writing exhibition, pen exhibition, gift expo. Those kinds of expos are being conducted everywhere in India, especially in major cities like Mumbai, even Bangalore and all. And we do participate in all these expos. So that customers can come here and they can, pen is something which we cannot buy online because we have to try writing with it, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we are giving a platform for customers to try and feel the fluidity of that pen. They can experience the pleasure of writing, and they can choose what pen they want. And if they need a custom-made pen, they can order that. That's the kind of marketing strategies that we do apply for right on.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, pandemic, lockdown, social distancing. How did you strategize the business during perhaps the most difficult time?
So in fact, the business is all about managing the challenges. So we cannot expect things will come under our way always. So when well before government imposes lockdown restrictions, we planned our operations like that. We ensured social distancing within the factory. We asked our distributors to ensure adequate supply of food products in the market. And one thing what we witnessed is so many C-class outlets were selling some Pepsi and some Lay's and all those things, some pan. They have converted themselves into mini supermarkets. They have become the most preferred neighboring store, what we say, the next door store for people who are stuck at home. So through WhatsApp, they do deliver products at home. Some amateur e-commerce strategy that they are working out. And so many and general trade has been increased by around 50%. So we suddenly found an opportunity. We started introducing small packs which general trade can afford. That just like 10 rupee pack sambar powder, 10 rupee pack chili powder, and all those things. So they also can afford it. So, and as a food brand, we didn't experience that much decline in sales because everyone, all of us are staying inside home. And instead of buying food from hotel, we started cooking at home. Those who are not familiar with the cooking, they started learning cooking. So it's an opportunity for food ingredient companies like us. So we didn't have to do much for managing the sales at pandemic. The sales was happening automatically. So only
But
thing is
definitely
that
you would have. Yeah, please carry on, sir. Carry on.
Yeah, carry on. You can complete that question.
No, actually, what I was asking that did you have to alter your supply chain management?
Not really, because even we are deploying distributors everywhere. They can stock adequate food products at their warehouse and supply the products as and when required. So we didn't have to worry about that. The only thing is that actually we had to get some special permission from the government to carry. So that orders ensures almost all companies in Kerala which carries food products to run smoothly without any hindrance or interruption. So that's the only thing what we had to do in when it comes to supply chain of essential products. That's all.
So
Even
Brahmins actually did not.
No, even not only Brahmins. Actually, pandemic is not adversely affected any of the food industries in Kerala.
No,
Even
what I ask
actually,
is, did Brahmins venture into a home, doorstep delivery or something like that?
even our distributors did that. Not Brahmins.
Fine.
Our distributors did that.
Fine, sir. Got it, sir.
And actually, it's not a new normal. It's a better normal now.
Is it so? Can you please elaborate it? I mean, it's not clear to me. And
So in fact, we became more health conscious, and we started focusing on hygiene. And instead of spending money on unwanted things, we started spending on the health of the family. That's why I told it's a better normal.
Yeah, definitely.
Sir,
Yeah, Malavika, you're audible.
you have
Malavika, your
Malavika,
voice
I'm
is
sorry.
been
breaking.
seen among, okay, in your
Malavika,
business.
you can switch off the video and ask because your voice will be clear.
Okay. Okay, sir, you have been seen among a lot of CSR activities, but mostly those are in your business vicinity. Does it mean that what matters more is the inadequacy in the locality rather than the absolute needy?
Can you come again? I didn't understand the question.
Sir, okay, I'll repeat the question. You have been seen among a lot of CSR activities, but mostly those are in your business vicinity. I mean, in your range of business.
Hmm.
Does it mean that what matters more is the inadequacy in the locality, or rather than the absolute, the people who are real in need?
So in fact, actually, each and every company, they should support the local community first. That's what we do believe. Instead of giving a huge amount to the Prime Minister's fund or Chief Minister's fund, we started identifying the real needy people who are located uh, within the local area where we are located. And even not only Brahmins, each and every company who are a member of CII, they started focusing on that. And we are actually, as a team, we are discussing you used to discuss the CSR activities to be conducted and what all things we need, how we can support the government, how we can support the public healthcare system. And we shared a portion of our CSR fund for improving the healthcare system in the state. Even CII created created a 500-bed hospital, COVID second line treatment center in Atlas Convention Center, Angamali, with the contribution of its members, including, and we have created more than 2,000 oxygen beds in the state. Even Brahmins also contributed to that. In addition to it, we ensured the availability of foodstuff within the area, because food is a basic need of people. And we discussed with various NGOs and other organizations, even political parties, that if anyone is starving, just approach us, because no one should starve in this area. We are ready to give products. And during this second wave of COVID, especially during the last 2 months, or April and May, Brahmins contributed foodstuff for around 100,000 meals within the area. So we do believe in supporting local people first.
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
what is the message from your
Jarana.
side to the upcoming aspirant entrepreneur? What are the tips and tricks that you have to give for them?
There are so many tips and tricks which you can find online, but actually I'm giving a different one. Always find an exit strategy, because you cannot say that your business will be 100% success or your idea will work always. Your concept or your new product or service will be well accepted by the customer. So always be ready with a plan B or an exit strategy. When if something happens, you should have a plan to exit safely. That's what I advise. Because things may go wrong sometimes. You should be ready to face that challenge. And don't be emotionally attached to your business. When things are going wrong, you should be courageous. You should be matured enough to get out of that mess. That's the most important advice I can give to upcoming entrepreneurs. Even my dad, Brahmins is his 23rd business. He has what we say, he had a successful exit from 22 businesses before. I usually see him as a startup in those days, especially in 80s. So if he was emotionally attached to any of the business he started, Brahmins would not have been established. So whenever he faced something what we say, something alarming, he was courageous enough to exit from that business and start a new one. So always work on an exit strategy before starting the business.
Thank you, sir.
It was a tremendous tip, actually. Quite
Sir,
unusual. Yeah, please.
So actually, whenever you start a business, you should have an amount in mind that we consider as a calculated loss. If something happens, this is the maximum amount which I am going to lose. You should be ready for that. I'm just adding to the point I mentioned before. Please carry on, Jyoti.
Sir, we have a lot of tourism spots in our small state. So, does CII has any plans to revise the tourism strategy post-pandemic or alongside pandemic?
Certainly. See, Kerala is indeed a state that has rich tourism potential and has survived many difficulties, including flood and epidemics. So COVID-19 being a global crisis has severely affected the tourism industry and thereby the economy. CII is requesting government to declare packages for tourism. And in fact, we are also suggesting creating new tourism spots in each panchayat. Because right now, when we think about Kerala tourism, this Kumaragam, Thekkady, Munnar, Kovalam, these are the 4 or 5 places which are coming into our mind. But actually, Kerala is a beautiful geographical region. It's a beautiful state. We have a lot of things to explore within the Kerala. So, if somebody wants to visit Kerala, that should be an itinerary of around 1 month. We have that much tourist spot and tourism places here. Tourists can explore life here. They can stay with us. They can explore the real life, how we are living in Kerala, how we are getting fresh air, how we are close to nature and all those things. We have a huge potential. So CA is closely working with the Kerala government to promote state as a medical tourism destination and an Ayurveda destination. That's what CA is trying to do.
Do we have any scope? Do we have any scope alongside this pandemic? Because pandemic has been a huge hindrance to tourism. So,
in fact,
do we have to wait?
In fact, we cannot expect overseas tourists right now. But instead of that, once the pandemic is settled and it's under control, we can expect a lot of domestic tourists here. We witnessed it during the last now October, November, and December. We had a lot of tourists from other states. They want to explore Kerala. And in fact, we can experience the same within a couple of months. Once the pandemic is almost settled and once everyone is vaccinated, we can expect a lot of tourists. Because Kerala, almost all resorts and hotels, they are getting ready to welcome tourists. Because hopefully the vaccination, almost around more than 70% of the people will be vaccinated by end of October or November. That's what we hope so. So after that, we can experience a flow of tourists to Kerala. We cannot expect overseas tourists right now because there are so many restrictions to travel to India in many countries. But we can welcome tourists within India. They will visit Kerala along with family because they don't have any other place to go right now. Kerala, Goa, and some other places are there in India. They will come to Kerala. That is, Kerala is one of the most preferred destinations for domestic tourists also. So we should be ready to welcome them.
Can we have an option of restricted tourism? I mean, till the time we all get vaccinated, because tourism has actually hit badly hit by a pandemic.
That's what we are requesting the government. By following all the COVID protocols, if resorts and hotels can work, that would be better. That's what we are requesting. CA is requesting with the government. Even government is also eagerly trying to implement that. They are looking for the possibility to do that. Even our new tourism ministry is also very eager to do something for the enhancement of tourism sector, revival of the tourism sector. He is very passionate.
Very hopeful words.
And we are also requesting government to formulate some packages for reviving the existing tourism sector.
Actually, I mean, we have had enough of packages since 2020. Do you really believe that these packages have resulted positively in any quarter of the business?
Yes and no.
You can explain
Yeah.
both.
That's a sensitive matter. I will explain offline.
Fine, 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 fine. Very much welcome.
Okay.
Politically correct. Fine. So you said Rytol is not a business diversification, but definitely Cafe Victor is a business diversification. I believe so.
Certainly.
So I mean, you have more plans of diversification along these?
No, actually, what we are focusing is Cafe Victor. That's a cafe instant. That's an instant coffee which is manufactured by Tata Coffee Limited. The Cafe Victor brand is owned by Brahmins. Tata Coffee is manufacturing those products for us. So we have been doing it for a long time. But actually, what happens is during this pandemic, the manufacturing units of Tata was closed. That's why we had some supply issues. And in fact, we had good market for the Cafe Victor. Customers were started preferring Cafe Victor over the brands, competitor brands. But we had an issue of short supply in the market. And right now, we are slightly slowing down the supply of Cafe Victor because we don't have enough stock. So we are expecting a support from Tata. Once their operations is completely resumed, we will do some promotions for Cafe Victor and we will come back to the market.
It's a temporary halt.
It's a temporary halt because actually Tata is making the best coffee because they are sourcing coffee beans from the legendary plantations in Coorg, where the India's best coffee beans are grown. Right now they have some issues, they have some restrictions, and in fact actually they have a lot of pending orders from other countries also. That's why Tata is prioritizing the orders.
So it's basically their operational issues rather than supply chain issue.
Exactly.
Hello, sir. You
Yeah,
have
Malavika, you're
been
audible.
serving a okay. You have been serving a
Malavika,
lot of
again,
offices.
again you will have to switch off the video, I think.
You have been serving a lot of offices like CIA and TIE, Rytol, Brahmins, etc. Definitely, it would be too much of pressure. So, any controversies so far, or how you tackle them?
No controversy so far, Malavika. In fact, actually, I'm actively involved in CII as an office bearer. But actually, nowadays I'm a bit irregular in other organizations like TIE and all. I'm participating in the events, but actually not actively managing the activities as an office bearer. But I'm very much active in CII because I happen to be the chairman of the state. When it comes to Brahmins and Rytol, luckily we have a very good team. In fact, whatever target we fix, they will achieve it. We have a very good team of experts who are working in different departments like operations, production, planning, finance, marketing, sales, brand development, and in fact, we are connected. We are always connected. Even I do meet them every week as an opening meeting on Monday. I'm getting updates, and by end of the week, I'm conducting a review on that, and they can reach me anytime. So I'm always connected to business. That's why I'm able to manage luckily I'm able to manage the entire show smoothly.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
In fact,
So,
actually, when we are into business, we should enjoy the process of multitasking.
Definitely. So, in that perspective, I think I should definitely ask you, even though you said that you are a bit away from Thai right now, but still, I think you can contribute to the question. I mean, how can our students benefit from Thai and the initiatives of Thai?
In fact, TAI is conducting a lot of programs, and even even industry academy interactions, and a lot of events. In fact, even I can ask Thai Secretariat to get in touch with you. They will send you the invitations for your students, and they will be much happy to invite your students for their programs. It's a good networking platform for, especially for startup companies.
So even our institutional incubator can benefit from that.
Certainly. Even I started with Thai before I joined CAI.
Wow, brilliant.
I happened to be after joining Thai, I was a convener of Food and Agri panel.
Fine. So actually, at the outset of the discussion, you mentioned that it's a practical knowledge which is very much different from the academic knowledge. Do you believe that academic structure, the syllabus and their stream all need to be corrected or amended, at least to some extent?
To an extent, you have to create a curriculum. I believe the academia has to work with industries. So that actually we can create an integrated curriculum, including the dynamics of the industry and what is happening in the market, what is happening in the industry, what is happening in the corporate world. So we need an integrated and hybrid approach in that. In fact, CA has suggested the government of Kerala how to convert, how to enhance the professionalism of students. We have given so many recommendations to government. Is there a disturbance?
No, sir. You're audible.
Yeah, you can continue. You may continue, sir.
Yeah. You can, because students should know what is happening in the corporate world, what is happening in the mergers and acquisitions, what is happening, what's a new trend in business, like artificial intelligence, the deployment of artificial intelligence, robotics, what is happening in the digital market, how advertisement and communication strategies are rapidly changing, how is the deployment of digital media, digital marketing in enhancing the business process, how integrated and shared business processes are happening. So I strongly recommend the institutions should create a curriculum discussing with the industry or industry associations.
Definitely, that's very much welcome. And actually, we do innovate such things on campus. We do conduct breakfast with CEO and interaction with the industry, so that even out of the syllabus we can provide something to our students. And just now you mentioned mergers and acquisitions, and recently we have had in news the merger of Eastern. I mean, being a competitor, do you plan anything like that?
Not right now.
Is there any requirement?
Not right now, Neeraj, because actually Brahmins actually, it's not like other brands. We don't want to become the largest company in Kerala or India. Even our objective is to become the most respected brand in the state or country. We have a different vision in the industry, and we have a stable business. We are over a period of last 34 years, we have not recorded a degrowth. Every year we were growing. Even when my dad, our founder managing director, he started this business with a nominal capital of 800 rupees. We started growing. Asama vichalo.
Anyway, it cannot be you.
And we have not recorded a degrowth. And actually, we have a long way to go, right? Before going a merger, before going any acquisitions or a joint venture or a venture capital investment, we have a lot of venues to grow. We are exploring that because we are a different brand. We focus on promoting vegetarian food habits all over the world. That means actually that doesn't mean converting all non-vegetarians into vegetarian. In fact, we are asking to improve the portion of vegetarian food in your daily diet. And we have a unique space in the market. So hence, as an answer to your question, we are not going for any kind of mergers or acquisitions or a VC investment right now.
Nice. I hope, I mean,
Dheeraj?
if you can, so am I audible?
No, there was some disturbance in the sound.
Yeah, yeah, fine. So I believe that you have a bit more time left, or is it short?
We have to stop at 7:30 exact, because 7:35 I'm starting the next meeting. That's why.
Yeah, I know. So we can have just a couple of questions more. At least one.
Yeah, please. We have 10 more minutes left.
Fine. So actually, just a question came in that you discussed this your competition idea. So the question is, what is the type of competition that you would look forward? I mean, you've been preserving with your competitors, if at all you have any competitors, you believe so?
In fact, we do believe in, actually, we are a company with an inclusive attitude. So everyone should be in the market. And because the Indian food processing industry is a huge industry. It's a big cake and everyone will have a slice. What we advocate is actually everyone should give good food, healthy food. And we should, all companies together should work in the market, and we should educate farmers to educate the farmers in sustainability, in integrated pest management system, reduced use of pesticides, give good and safe food to everyone. So all companies should work together. That's what we believe. Instead of competition, we believe we can grow together. Not only Brahmins, even each and everyone in the fraternity, they are believing. Because competition, it's there, especially in sales team. The sales team of Eastern or sales team of Brahmins, they are competing to one another. It's good, actually. It's good in the market. But as a consortium, as a fraternity of spices or reporter of packaged food manufacturers, we do believe we can move together for a better world.
Very good, sir. Very good. Professor Sreenath, do we have any questions pending in the chat box or Q&A section?
Yes, sir. We have a question from Dr. James KJ, Senior Professor, DCSMAT. The question is, how do you manage your credit policies with your distributors and retailers? About the credit policies, sir.
In fact, actually, to give some lights to our credit policy, I can share information. Brahmins is a company. We don't have any overdraft facility. We are managing the business with our own cash. So we have a well-managed cash flow system within the company. We give credit to our distributors, and they do give credit to the retailers. In fact, our suppliers, raw material suppliers, they are giving us credit for some period. I am not disclosing the credit days because it's varies distributor by distributor. That's why I'm not disclosing it fully, so that we are able to manage the cash flow in an efficient and effective manner. And we have some fixed deposits which we apportion from the monthly profit and keep it as a fixed deposit. Whenever we need some cash, we take money from that FD and refill it as and when we get the money back. We don't have any overdraft facility. We only have term loan. That's the kind of cash flow management we are pursuing. And in fact, we are a paymaster. The first thing when dad enters into office, when he's not coming to office nowadays due to health issues, but when he used to clear the payment of creditors first. Whatever money available in bank, he used to clear the payment of creditors first. Then only he will move to other kinds of what we say, report review or anything like that. We value our creditors, we value our suppliers, and we don't want their money to be stagnated at our account. So we give the money as early as possible. That's why we are getting good quality materials on time at a reasonable price. That's a kind of cash flow management policy we are pursuing.
Professor
Thank you
Rinimaji, do
so
we
much,
have any
sir.
more questions?
No, sir.
No. Anyway, we'll
Okay.
stop it over here because
Yeah.
it's not much time left, and we have a bit of rituals left. So, sir, we are stopping it over here, and let's hand over the mic to Professor Geetika Susan Jacob.
It was an amazing session we had today. Next, I invite Asha ma'am to share a few words.
Srikant, Sreenath, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
And thank you so much for being with us. And Neeraj, I just wanted to share your question regarding the Thai meetings. Ravi DC is a member of the Thai organization, and we used to take the children. I have done that so many times, and it is very much possible. And we will work it on, Neeraj, and we can definitely involve our children once they are back. According to their interest and the topics which they have, and we can definitely take them for those meetings. And Brian, it is where they are very much open for the institution participation also. So I thought I should share that with you. It is possible.
Definitely, madam. Actually, in 2018, our students were the first, ranked the first position in the Thai Kochi event. I actually don't remember the event.
Kochi only it happens. It happens only in Kochi.
Yeah.
In casino hotel most of the time. But what I'm saying,
Actually,
we can still think about it once this COVID protocol is.
Definitely. That will be very welcome.
Certainly. Yeah. And Sreenath, thank you so much. And your pen passion, I knew about it also, but you have endorsed the fact that having a pen or the right, but it speaks about the personality. This is something I speak to the students as part of mentoring. Invest in a good pen because, carry it with pride, on the pocket. And it really speaks about, about the personality. And I tell the girls, since we don't have a pocket, we can go for a smart pen case and put everything in the pen and walk around. So thank you for endorsing that fact, because these children have to get used to all these little things, which is personal branding. And I'm sure the students have imbibed a lot of things from you this evening. On behalf of the entire DC family, there's a formal vote of thanks, but on my personal behalf and on the DCSMAT family behalf, let me thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, Sreenath. You never said no to an invitation. Thank you so much, Sreenath. You take care.
It's my pleasure, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I welcome Grishma V. Panikkar, MBA 2020 for vote of thanks.
Am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yes, Krishna.
Good evening, one and all present here. I, Grishma V. Panikkar, take the opportunity to deliver the vote of thanks. On behalf of entire DCSMAT family, I extend my gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest, Mr.Sreenath Vishnu, for not only sparing his valuable time for us to grace this webinar, but also enlightening us with his invaluable talk on a variety of subjects. Thank you, sir, for your inspiring and encouraging words. I also take this opportunity to thank our Chief Facilitator, Sri Ravi DC, for leading and inspiring us in working together to conduct this webinar. Thereupon, let me thank respected Dr. N. Ramachandran, Dean, DC School of Management Studies, Architect Sriyak TM, Dean, DC School of Architecture, Dr. Srikanth SV, Director and Principal, DC School of Management, Architect Shankar, Principal, DC School of Architecture, for their enthusiastic support. I also thank Mrs. Asha Fen, Corporate Relations Manager and Student Counselor, the coordination team of Webinar 2.0, the energetic panelists, and all other distinguished faculty members of DCS family for organizing this wonderful webinar for us. Finally, yet importantly, I thank my fellow DCNs for your active participation and keen listening. Thank you, everyone, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank
Now
you,
we
sir.
have reached towards the end of the session. On behalf of DC's family, I thank all for participating in the webinar. And the next webinar will be conducted on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Thank you very much.